Hello everyone! Welcome back to Gnomoria, the Ring Kingdom. So when we last left off, we had a few fields planted. Now these are not actually good fields, they're kind of small. I need to have more fields so I can keep these yaks fed, I can keep strawberries going, keep my people fed. We have a grove of... I forgot what kind of trees these are. Pine trees. So we have a good supply of wood. We have this area being mostly taken care of. Let's see, we need to set up the stockpile, I believe. No, it's actually set up already. Okay, never mind. What we could use is a small room to keep all the dirt. So let's unpause the game. And I'll just have this room be where all the dirt gets stored. Now, interesting thing about this game is that there's a difference between how items stack. Things like logs and wheat, they will stack only one unit per square, but dirt, stone, and metals, I believe all will give you... Actually, probably not metals. But dirt and stone will stack into a pile of 64 per tile. Let's see, designate area, stockpile. Yes, I remembered how to do this now. And we're gonna store only dirt and clay. So they're just gonna go run around, bring all the dirt from around the map to this one area, and keep everything kind of tidy and organized. Now here, we have a job to do, making blocks. Or no, that's not this one. We have to have the stone carver to make blocks. My mistake. And this... no, stone cutter. So we need a workbench, a chair, and a chisel. So all that has to be made at the crude workbench again. Craft, craft, and craft. So I'll craft 2 of each of these. Now I want to find a spot that we can mine without having to worry about jeopardizing this area too much. But I think that if we go this way we'll be fine still, so. Just get this wall mined out and they can start going. After they're done moving all the dirt, of course. Alright, looks like we have everything we need to make the stone cutter, not carver, stone cutter. That will go here. There was a workbench here, right? No, there isn't. It's working on the workbench. Okay, so when the materials are available, they'll actually do that. You can queue up the things to be built. Excuse me. You can queue up the things to be built over time, so it's no need to rush and have everything built, or no need to wait until everything is done. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, this game does have dangers. We can be attacked at any time by hostile creatures ready to come and take over our stockpiles of food, mostly. So what we want to do, I know it's only the 3rd day in, but we want to form we have a basic soldier position, but we only have enough equipment to have one basic soldier actually work. So we're going to make a new unit. And we're going to call it the monk, because they're going to be unarmed. And there is a style in here called Way of the Gnome, which is perfect for people who do not have armor or weapons. Let's see, and the uniform, there's not going to be any because they don't need any. I'm going to set them to maintain distance and retreat if bleeding. And that's it for that. We're also going to set it up for the soldier. And the monks will assist the squad leaders. Alright, so now... Why is that still there? Get off there. Let's see... We're not going to have any perks. The leader's going to be a basic soldier, and he's going to be accompanied by some monks. Let's see if we can go with all monks. And for now we want them to avoid enemies if possible, but to defend gnomes. Now I don't know how to actually call out orders, so I'm going to leave it at that. Gonna go with a random squad name, and... the Squid Listeners! Yeah, I guess. Okay, so how do I... Ah, there we go. Okay, so let's randomize the name again, and... the Stalked Buds. Not as fun as the Squid Listeners. So basic formation. Now we can assign who we want to have for the soldiers. I think that what we're going to do... Alright, when you highlight the guys' names, it shows you their skills. Now we have a copper sword, so we want to go with the guy who's best at a sword. Let's see, 11, 8, 11, 11, 14, 13, 8, 11, and 11. Who is that 14 guy? I think it's him that we want. Yeah. Avaspin the Farmer. So, he gets a sword. Everyone else is going to have no sword. Or no weapon at all, really. Rancher and both of the builders. Dizzlebuns. What a great name. Alright, so... he should show up to get his armor and stuff at some point. And if he takes the sword, then I don't need to worry about how to give him a sword again. If he doesn't, then I need to remember how the heck we get swords equipped onto people. Main mine wall. Yeah, this should be fine. If anything, me mining this area out will just help a little better in the long run. So who's that main guy in the squad? The Stock Buds? Avaspin the Farmer. Let's see, where's he at? Avaspin, where are you? Ah, you're sleeping on the ground. No, that's Rihanna. It must be one of the guys that's running back and forth still then. Well, they're busy hauling, so guess we'll just wait, see if he picks anything up. There we go. Now she's equipped. But does she have a sword on her? I don't see a sword, but she is carrying a copper hammer, so I guess that she has a hammer. I should have checked to make sure that we had a sword in here. Instead, we have a hammer. Well, I don't know what her skills are with a hammer. Vospin, how good are you with the hammer? Skills, hammer, 10. It's not the best. It's definitely not the best. I can always change her out. Let's see, 11, 12, 7, 5, 10, 13. The rancher is better with the farmer than she is. But, you know, it's not that bad. It's only a few points difference, so screw it. We'll have her there. We'll have Hess and Vospin. You can be a monk. She'll just drop everything on the ground, and Hess will show up sometime to pick it up. Hess is probably over at the new farm that I'm building. Or no, Hess isn't there at all. Oh, Hess is the rancher, right. I'm going to plant wheat here as well. It's going to be a bigger wheat field, so we can get a lot more wheat. The reason that I'm planting it over here is because I think that if you plant it by water, it helps the wheat grow faster. But I don't remember very well, so don't quote me on that. I could be very much wrong. Yep, there you go. He's got the armor now. And soon we will have our new workshop up and running. The next thing we will want to make is a saw. So we want to get a saw blade queued up to be crafted. Good, I was hoping that there'd be lots of stone over here. He's crafting an item already. Well, I guess if he's gonna take care of it ahead of time. Still, I want to have a stockpile of 12 blocks. So someone will show up, start crafting a lot of blocks, and they'll be kept here, ready to be used whenever they're needed. Such as for building walls or doors. Alright, so we got ourselves a saw blade. The sawmill requires a workbench and a chair. That's currently being worked on down here. The sawmill only is useful for cutting up logs. And I think instead of having it indoors, I'm going to have it out here. I don't know, should I keep it indoors? Because I already store logs in here. Like, I could just put a bunch of crates in here, have logs kept in the crates, and just be ready to saw them down when they're needed. And screw it, I'll just have it in here. There's no point in overthinking it. We have our military, which is kind of small and weak, but it will be helpful later on. I guarantee it. One of the next things I want to do is get a training room made so that they have a place to work out, practice fighting, be prepared for when things go horribly wrong and we are invaded by goblins, or spiders, or lemmings. Lemmings isn't a thing, I just made that up. So yeah, let's get the sawmill put right here. I'm going to need to get a crate built pretty fast because this stockpile is just going to fill up with blocks and logs. Let's see, what are you currently working on? Planks for a workbench. I think that's what I need. I don't remember. What does it take to make a sawmill again? Workbench, right. I might as well queue up the carpenter too, because gotta have that. And after I have that, I'll have all the basic material processing areas completely ready to go at all times. Yay, progress. So, right now I'm queuing up a few things to be worked on for stone, because I know we're going to need them later. We need knives in order to have butcher shops and kitchens and stuff like that. We need a trough to put the wheat in for our yaks. So far they've just been kind of wandering over here and snatching up any wheat that's not being attended to, if the rancher doesn't bring any wheat over to them. Naughty little yaks. Not staying in their pastures. We're gonna need a few hearths for the blacksmithing stuff later on, which we need to find ore to even make that part useful. Which is what I think I will start doing over here. I go to mine and dig stairs downwards. Like here. And then I go to mine, wall, and do that. We will eventually have a pathway down to where we might be able to find ore and coal, so we can make torches to light up our area so we aren't in the dark all the time, and metal so we can make more armor and tools and weapons, so I can have much better equipped gnomes for if things go horribly wrong and I need to have much more military power. And everyone is falling asleep where they stand, like usual. It's a lot of workbenches that are going to be created. But after all this is done, I don't need this crude workbench anymore. I can do all my work in here at the carpenter bench, which will increase my work speed a small amount over the crude workbench. Plus it's got a lot more things that you can craft. Like crates for storing all the items that we're currently using for raw resources. So, we're starting to come to the end of the episode here. The game just saved itself automatically, which is good. And right now, I need to forage for some more strawberries because we're kind of low on the food portion here. So as soon as my farmers are awake, they'll start gathering that. One thing I wanted to talk about before signing out this episode, though, is the yaks. Now, when you start out the game, you have a male yak and a female yak. Now, getting them into a pasture on the first day is actually pretty crucial because how this works is that every night the yak will impregnate one female. And the gestation period for the yaks is 12 days. So, if you get the yak in here on the first day, by day 12 you will have a third yak. Now, having a third yak is good because in order to craft some better beds than straw beds, you kind of need to have bones in order to make needles for the tailor shop. And the tailor shop is necessary in order to make mattresses out of cotton and probably bolts of cloth. And you can make bed frames in the carpenter, and I think possibly in this one as well. Let me see. Can I make a bed frame here? No. Well, that's probably a good thing. A stone bed frame probably would not be very pleasant to sleep on. There we go. We have loads of food now. Good. And this field will slowly fill up with wheat over time. I gotta get more seeds every time I harvest the wheat. Until then, it's just gonna be kind of half full of wheat. Now I could go ahead and bring this trough in over here, but there's 24 wheat currently. And yaks eat wheat at 1.4 per day. So we'll go through this pretty fast, but we should have more wheat by the time the yaks are done scarfing that down. So let's just go ahead and do that. Furniture, trough, where are you at? There you are. Build, we'll put it right in the middle so that the yaks can just wander over to it whenever. And I'll just hope that the wheat fields are finished in time. So let's see, what does the area look like down here? Not looking like very much, but when we start mining it out, it's going to look a little bit messy and possibly displeasing to your eyes. I'm serious, it's not going to look pretty at all. Alright, we want to have a stockpile of 12 planks at all time. There we go. And we kind of need more trees, so we're going to have to chop some more trees down. Gonna finish clearing out the pine trees in this area. Alright, so that's it for this episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'll try to keep this somewhat educational as well for anyone who's not played this game before, because it can be a bit tricky to learn a few things at times. But overall, it's not that difficult. It's definitely a little bit easier to get a hold of than Dwarf Fortress, mainly because the UI is better, and when you go into your stuff, it tells you exactly what you need in order to collect these items, in order to craft things. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I will see you in the next episode, whenever that may be. Take care, guys, and goodbye!